what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in them, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, saved us that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Miss Louisiana. Can we give it up for her and celebrate her offering on today? Let us pray together. Eternal God, the creator of the heavens and the earth, we thank you for covering our city and our community with your love and kindness, protection, and consuming compassion. Thank you for the courageous conversations that you have helped our community to conquer the challenges of our times, and for the collaborative creativity and innovative solutions that have made our city the flagship of the region. Because of all you've done, we gather to consecrate this space for reflection and celebration of your goodness, your generosity, your grace, your genius, and the guidance that you have brought our city thus far. We pray for continued unity and understanding among our mayor and our city council as they continue to walk in integrity and wisdom that cultivates a climate that elevates people above politics and where the needs of many outweigh the special interests of a few. Grant us, if you will, the ability to work together to sustain an environment where equality, empathy, peace, and the pursuit of happiness, safety, and justice for all resonates with all residents of our city. May tonight's conversation shine a light on the selfless service and dedication of our first responders and city employees and their commitment to service for the greater good. May their sacrificial service inspire us to prioritize the needs of the most vulnerable citizens to benefit our entire community. We ask that you would bless our city with overflowing, harmonious hope and barrier-breaking faith. Continue to make Monroe a place where everyone can thrive and maximize their full potential to ensure a brighter future for our city. We ask these blessings upon our city in the name of who reigns, who rules, and who is soon to return. And all God's people said amen.
Can you feel it? There's excitement in the air. Boots on the ground, there's lightning in the air. And the energy is electrifying. Can you hear it? The citizens are testifying, sharing the good news. We are Monroe, and as one, we can't lose. There's been a citywide wake-up call, so don't snooze. We've been going forward, so if you're asked to go back, don't retract or refuse. Where there's no vision, the people perish. But where there's no people, the vision perish. So I'm calling all heirs and heiress. Ye are the sons of this great city, so lay hold on your inheritance. Your heirloom is innovation. Your legacy is building a solid and long-lasting foundation for generations. From grassroots, yes, from zero. Like the beginning when Monroe was first called Fort Miro, a transport settlement that produced clothing, food, and now heroes. Or even before that, when the land was governed by Washita tribes. This city was founded to trade, advance, and thrive. Finally renamed after a steamboat called Monroe. Despite the highs and lows, our city was created to grow and glow. So shine. Throughout time, you will find that all regions have had their ups and downs and ins and outs. And we've taken that time to show what we're all about. The process has been necessary, and I quote, "To everything that is living, there is hope. Distractions may still arise, but we will keep the goal in our scope. There's water in the Washita, so all boats float." Time, we cannot rewind it. Now is the only time to find it. Now is the time to use it. Sometimes we may abuse it. Sometimes we may waste it. Sometimes we may run from it and say, tomorrow we'll face it. But truth is, tomorrow never comes because every day is today. There's an urgency in the air. Can you feel it? Can you hear the words that I say?
Question, is this really the place to be? Should I raise my kids here and perpetuate the family tree? I just hope you understand. I just hope you can see.
I see. Let's take a seat and talk a little candid. Sometimes to heal, you must take off the bandage. The truth is the truth. And getting those facts, well, it's all in who you ask. It's all in who you match with. It's all in who you connect to. There's assumptions and lies all around, so don't let the negativity affect you. If we hold each other accountable, our obstacles will become more surmountable, and our dreams will become tangible, our hopes will become possible, and our bond will become even more powerful. It's imperative that we change the narratives. We need to love each other, and it's time to speak up against divisiveness and make it declarative. But not only talk, because we've had action. And as a whole, we must meet somewhere in the middle, get to know each other. I get to know you and you get to know me. Yes, let's make it a date. It is said, the worst of times is the best of times for others. And that might work for strangers and opponents, but that shouldn't happen amongst brothers. That shouldn't happen amongst friends, and surely let it not be happening among neighbors. Some call that the tale of two cities. And many may argue that it has become two tales in one. To some, it's all fun, and to others, they're all done, ready to pack up and leave, tired of fighting, no longer want to back up what they believe, don't want to dream anymore, feeling like they aren't seen anymore. But fact is, we all are heard. And yes, this not only comes from the different point of views, but different real-life circumstances. You know, the stuff they don't show on the news. And I know many will say, save the lecture. Life is chess and not checkers. But I say check on one another. And keep on checking until it's what? A checkmate. Because we all will win. And our parade isn't just a charade, but a brigade. One mind, one accord, forward march as we go toward greatness. One of the most consistent things in life is the movement of time. Time cannot be rewinded. History cannot be changed. Just because the past was a place where you stood, it doesn't mean it's a place where you need to stand. New ground has been founded, and new foundations have been made. New thoughts have been created and new words are being said. Life isn't just one-dimensional. New levels will continue to be reached. New levels are going to require us to take a step, even if we don't feel the ground beneath our feet. That just means we're stepping up. Get it? Stepping up. Yes, we're taking a flight of stairs. And just because some don't seem to care doesn't mean the progress isn't there. Time is the most consistent cyclical cycle in this present life. It intertwines and interacts with depth, length, breadth, width, and height. But in time, each and every one of us were made to leave a mark. That mark could be physical, as in foundational, or maybe kind words from the heart, as in conversational. Remember, we are bricklayers, not brick throwers. Foundations are the start, but they shouldn't be the end. We need the creativity and the ingenuity of the next generation, but it all depends.
I understand. It seems that I have to trust the plan. It seems that we need to be united together. We're in the stance where we stand. I understand that the old has laid the foundation. So we have the ideals of their cause as a paragon to press on, to fall back on. And we can all stand along, all holding hands like we're in the circumference of the earth, singing a song. Because of this, we can be ignited to pave the way for many generations ahead, as our predecessors did in our stead. I know that progress doesn't come without suffering, and I know it's one thing to be impatient, but another to be intentionally buffering. And by pressing past the pain, we'll possess the state to see the gain and remain on a better plane, making progress, leaving a mark like a stain. And because we're already ignited, we have the power to ignite. We can sit and burn down, or we can use it as the fuel to take flight.
And that, my son, is right. Thank you.
Wasn't that amazing? Larry, I don't know if many of you know, but Larry and his family were transplants here from other communities. And each and every year we ask Larry about his perspective. We don't try to tell him what to say. We let him run with it. And Larry is somebody who sees this city the way sometimes I wish our own people saw this city. Full of hope, full of prosperity, and full of opportunity for our family. So Larry, from my family to your family, I want to say I love you and thank you for everything you do this city. And it is a blessing to be with so many of you here tonight, and I want to say thank you for attending our live State of the City. Our vision for this year's event was really bridging the gap between the community and our employees and the people who keep this city going. To shake their hands, to put faces to names, and to really understand them on a different level. Also, you can see the stage isn't set up for some formal event where we sit there and throw numbers at you. You will hear some numbers that are very impressive tonight, and that's through the hard work of our employees. But tonight is more of a conversation with you, the public, with our employees, with City Council, with me, and with everyone else here tonight. We wanted to have a conversation about you. Also notable, the stage is not dressed up in glitz and glam. And if you're wondering why the chairs look a little worn and rugged, it's because they have all been well used and broken in. Every scratch on that leather and every dent tells a story. Those chairs have heard laughter, they've caught tears, and they've provided a place where businesses have been launched and friendships have been forged. They have carried the weight of real conversations about this community. This stage and this setup, those chairs, are a quiet tribute and a nod to where my journey in public service began. Not in an office or a boardroom, but in a small cigar shop called Governor's. It was my first small business. It was a smoke-filled room with those leather chairs and an atmosphere where conversations really just took off. But you see, Governor's was never really about cigars. It was about people and connection, and it was about community. So every day and every night, it turned into something very special. a living room of our community of sorts. And folks from every walk of life came in, whether you were white, black, old, young, blue collar, white collar, just getting off work, just going to work. And we would sit there and we would light up and talk about life. We would talk about politics and saints, which usually made you mad. Cowboys, fans shouldn't be laughing at that either. But if I close my eyes, I can still hear those voices. And some of those voices belong to friends of mine who are no longer with us. Like Katie Grayson. Do we have the video? Katie Grayson, he was a very good friend. He challenged me in ways to ask me to think bigger, to dream harder. See, people like Katie and folks that come to the shop, they really believed in Monroe when it was easier to be cynical and when it wasn't so fashionable to believe in Monroe. But like so many small businesses, it wasn't just a shop. It was a spark and a place where ideas and dreams took root. It's where my belief in Monroe was strengthened. And still today, I truly believe, that Monroe still has the potential to be the greatest city in the state of Louisiana. Not because of its buildings or its budgets, because of you, the people who live here and make it so great. It will always have a special place in my heart, Governor's will. And it holds such precious and powerful memories for me of men and women who spoke life into a city that forgot to be inspired at times, sometimes forgot to dream, and sometimes forgot just how special this city really is. So tonight, I invite you to lean into this conversation. And we're going to have a conversation with you tonight. You're going to hear from the people who make this city run, the ones who wear the uniforms, who answer the calls, who chase down funding and carrying out our day-to-day activities that keep our streets safe, our neighborhoods cared for, and the future of our city moving forward. Their stories matter because they matter. Tonight's discussion just isn't about municipal government. It's about you, and it's about us. Monroe doesn't move unless we all row in the same direction. So lean in and listen closely and be proud of your city. And when you leave here tonight, I hope you carry this thought with you. We are no longer a city who will sit back and wait on something to happen. We're not a city that once was. We are a city becoming. We are becoming something bold. We are becoming something bright. And we are becoming something built to last. So thank you for believing in Monroe. And thank you for showing up here tonight. And thank you for helping us build something worthy for the next generations to come. God bless you all.
Good evening. I'm Sergeant Larry Phillip Wilson of Monroe Police Department, and it is my honor to represent the public safety teams of Monroe. We value peace and security in our community, which is protected by the brave men and women of the Monroe Police Department and Monroe Fire Department. Public safety is the foundation of our city. Our police department is dedicated to proactively policing, crime prevention, and building trust in the community. Our officers work tirelessly, 24/7, not just responding to calls, but actively engaging in our neighborhoods. For example, through programs like Impact, Monroe Police Inspiring Change, which I currently run, we mentor the young men, giving them guidance towards positive paths and equipping them with life's essential skills. Equally important are the selfless heroes of our Monroe Fire Department. They are our first line of defense against fires, medical emergencies, rushing towards danger to protect lives and property. Beyond their heroic responses, they play a crucial role in fire prevention education, keeping our homes and businesses safe, leading to Monroe's continued Class 1 fire rating. The relationship between the police officers and the firefighters is ideal. We train together, we work together, we are united in commitment to keeping Monroe safe, 100. The professionalism, courage, relentless dedication of our teams ensures our city remains safe and secure for all of us to live, work, and play. Welcome with me to the stage some of our past and present chiefs in public safety as we learn and hear about the projects and initiatives that they worked hard over the past few years to start.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jimmy Bryant, and I am honored to be up here with over 137 years of solid public safety experience. These guys have been around for a while, and these are the movers, shakers, decision makers as it relates to public safety in the city of Monroe. I myself, I did 32 years in the fire service, 12 additional years now serving in a capacity for the mayor, and it has been an honor to do so and serve you guys, but also even more of an honor to get to work with these guys on a daily basis. To my left, I have Chief Vic Zorden, the police chief for the Monroe Police Department. On this side, I may have said that wrong. I have Assistant Chief Mary Tillis with the Monroe Police Department. Well, we can get some more of that. And then I have Interim Fire Chief Ken Maxey over to my far left. I'm going to go ahead and kick it off with Chief Zorden. And Chief Zorden took over the reins in 2020. And he's made significant changes as it relates to the police department in a host of different avenues. So Chief, my question to you is, what changes do you think has made the police chief more effective and has helped you with your staffing and your other initiatives in improving overall public safety?
Yes, sir, thank you. When we got here, we didn't have nearly the amount of police officers and jailers and dispatchers that we needed. So we started doing a lot of recruiting and advertising, and we were able to, in a time where people were going down hiring people, we actually were going up. As you saw, we were 10% up from what we were when I first got here. So how do you do that in a time when people are not wanting to be police officers? It's a lot of different things. You got to show love to them, let them feel appreciated, and then you got to give them the things they need to be successful. Some of those things that we started with was units. Our units when I got here was a depleted fleet. They were breaking and tearing down. So we've got over 22, 27 new units now. Why that's important to a police officer is that's their office. So if you look good, you feel good, you feel good, you do good. So they appreciate that, they take care of them, and then we want to give some of our special teams, like the SWAT team and the bomb team, things they need to be successful. We were able to get a Bearcat. It's out in the lobby outside. It's a state-of-the-art armored vehicle that not only protects us, it protects citizens as well in cases of hostage rescue situations. And our bomb team is the only FBI-certified bomb team in 17 parishes. So we cover, yeah, absolutely. They cover up to Arkansas, over to Mississippi, and over to Ruston. So we got them a new bomb robot. So we get calls, not a lot, but we do get calls about packages, suspicious packages. So these bomb robot can go out there and render these packages safe, which makes the officers safer and the public safer.
Chief, you mentioned the bomb team, but I'd also like for you to touch a little bit on the dive team, which is a significant part of Monroe's operations.
That's true as well. We have an excellent dive team. We help in the same 17 parishes. We got them a new boat. We got them new sonars. We have a river in our city, and we use them a lot, especially when it comes to some unfortunate drowning situations that we have. So we're blessed to have them.
Okay, and just to emphasize, you're diving with, water moccasins and alligators and a whole host of other things, and they do it without a second thought. So kudos to them, Chief.
Thank you.
Chief Maxey, second question is for you. Monroe boasts one of only 16 Class 1 fire departments in the state of Louisiana, and I think there's roughly 500 in the whole country. Would you tell us what that means and basically how it's helped to improve our operations and response times?
Sure, thank you, Chief. First of all, it makes us very proud to have that rating to help serve the citizens of Monroe. Some benefits from that initially come from citizens that own property, lower fire insurance rates. We're able to respond a little faster to emergencies due to differences in technology, computers in the fire truck, so they see the same thing the dispatchers see when they get dispatched. Our dispatchers can send a call out from the time they receive a call. Within 60 seconds, the unit is alerted, so no more running to them out looking for streets and plugs. That's all right in front of the guys right there on the fire truck. The route they need to take, the hydrants, nearest hydrants, such as that. As you know, there's a lot of moving parts to the rating. So another benefit to the citizens comes from community risk reduction. We've got a very aggressive fire prevention bureau that goes into every business in the city looking for life safety issues, exits, exit lights, egress, methods to get out of the building in case of an emergency, looking for electrical issues. So when our citizens visit the businesses, go out to eat, they can feel certain that our fire prevention bureau has been there before them to get their rating and make sure everything is up to par. Our guys train constantly. They take classes. We practice evolution so that when the time comes, we're ready to respond and use it. And our men and women are very, very dedicated, professional, compassionate when they go on scenes. Another part of the rating involves water. Without water, we can't put the wet stuff on the red stuff. So our public works department, and particularly our water department, provides repairs to fire hydrants. If we need that, we contact them, they make the repairs. They provide water to us with adequate pressure so we can do our job. So shout out to Public Works. I'm sure you guys will hear more about that in a little while.
Thank you, Chief. And just another tidbit on fire prevention, just for, especially we got a lot of engineering firms in the house tonight, but when you talk about fire prevention, it's just so broad. You got what the fire department does on its end with inspections and what we say is prevention, but you also have the design, how a building is designed goes into lowering those aspects. What kind of materials are used. I mean, it's just a plethora of things that sometimes get taken for granted. So thank you for that, Chief. My next question is for Chief Tellis. And giving you your kudos, okay? It's been a lot. You've been very busy, young lady, especially as it relates to community engagement and helping us really enhance our public safety as it relates to seniors and senior initiatives. Tell us a little bit about that and Senior Citizens Police Academy and how these programs have helped us foster
Yes, sir.
relationships.
I'm excited about our senior program. Our senior program is called our Senior Citizens Initiative. This was started March of 2024. The SCI officer is Sergeant Stephanie Williams. This initiative is a proactive measure to enhance the quality of life with our senior population inside our city. We have some seniors that say, they were afraid. So we know that our seniors are often victims of such crimes as scams, financial crime, elder abuse. They're afraid to report different things. And this initiative uses a compassionate approach to address those challenges. It empowers our seniors through education, community building, trust, partnership with us, and it decreases their fear of reporting those crimes and other crimes. Also, if you've ever been to any of our graduations, we give our seniors, when they graduate our academy, a shirt. And on that shirt, it's a bridge. You have the seniors on one side, Monroe Police on the other side, and the bridge is the city of Monroe. Because SCI fosters relationship, that bridge, that gap, and that gap is built on trust, information sharing, partnership, that actually makes our city safer for our seniors.
Thank you, thank you. Okay, next question is going to be for Chief Zoid and Chief Maxey. Tell the audience about what's next in public safety. There's a lot of things on the horizon. New technology, AI, drones, USAR, EMS. Talk about the technology, the training, and how all this can go about helping our community.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. One of the components that goes into the rating is education and certifications. So our guys are constantly taking classes, as I mentioned earlier, all year long. We're getting certified fire officers. We've got hazmat technicians. We've got swift water rescue technicians, high-angle technicians. We've got anywhere from a emergency medical responder to an EMT to 26 paramedics currently. So we're able to respond with the ambulance service and provide compassionate care, help stabilize victims until the ambulance can transport. We're in the process now of upgrading our records management system. It's a more robust system, and it has business intelligence built into it, some built-in reports and things that you can track, statistics for our rating, how fast we respond to the scene, how many people were on the scene, how long it took to extinguish the fire. We do have a drone. We've got a guy going to class next week at ULM for training on the drone for first responders. AI, that kind of scares me a little bit, to be honest with you. But I'm sure it's coming down the road somewhere. As technology advances, as paradigm shifts occur in the fire service for response or extinguishment, we'll stay on top of that so we can provide the best possible service to our citizens.
Chief Zordon, same question.
Yes, sir. We've made two significant moves with the police department in acquiring additional properties. We've got a new substation that's opening up on 1111 North 4th, I believe it is. That's where FCI will be housed. Our traffic units and our heat teams can go in there if they need to take a break during the day. And additionally, we were able to get another property for our detective division. Each detective has their own office now. I've had people tell me I've worked here for 25, 30 years and never had their own office. Why is that important? They can dedicate more time to solving those cases in an environment that's positive. So the more positive we are, the better we work, in my opinion. And one of the things we're looking for next is this DFR, Drone First Responder. We're looking at grant options for that right now. And what it does, it's a drone that'll deploy from a fixed position as the 911 call goes off. For instance, if we have a report of a person with a gun at a gas station, it comes in, it immediately goes, deploys, starts filming the location, feeds it back to the officers and the dispatch. It also has life-saving capabilities. It has a hooker and attachment on it. Well, if somebody is distressed in the river, it can drop a life vest to them. If somebody is low on insulin, we can fly over them and drop insulin, or an AED if you're having a heart issue. So that's one of the things that I think are the force multipliers that we're trying to use at Monroe Police Department and to stay ahead of the curve with in technology.
So, as you can see, there's a lot going on, a lot more that is going on that we don't have time to talk about, but I encourage you to contact any of these guys if you want some more information, you want to talk further. So with that being it, I'm going to shut up and let the next batch come up.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council, Fire Chief, Police Chief, dedicated first responders, and all those who help make Monroe safer tonight and every day. I'm honored to be here to speak on behalf of St. Francis Health, a steadfast community partner, as we close this vital public safety segment. At St. Francis, we recognize that public safety and community health are inseparable. The collaborations we share with Monroe Fire and Police Departments have been instrumental in saving lives, whether that's through swift trauma response, managed care of accident victims, or coordinated emergency interventions. In 2023, St. Francis earned accreditation as a Level 3 Trauma Center, Primary Stroke Center, and accredited chest pain center, accolades made possible through the deep partnerships with public safety teams. These designations mean every citizen in Northeast Louisiana receives faster care, seamless transfers, and treatments that save and sustain lives. We've also been hard at work addressing root causes. Our primary care clinic on Jackson Street brings vital services to an underserved area, working in tandem with EMS and law enforcement to reduce emergency calls and bolster community wellness. Our region's first dedicated obstetric emergency department further strengthens our public safety net, ensures pregnant mothers receive immediate expert care when they need it most. Looking ahead, St. Francis is deeply committed to reducing healthcare gaps through nurse education, stop the bleed training in local schools, and primary care outreach, efforts that ease pressure on emergency services and create a healthier, safer Monroe. In partnering with the city, we build more than progress, we help create potential. A safer city means healthier families, thriving businesses, and opportunities for all. So tonight, we reaffirm St. Francis stands shoulder to shoulder with Monroe's fire and police departments today, tomorrow, in crisis, and in care. Together, we're not just protecting lives, we're building a community where every resident can flourish. Thank you, and here's to our shared journey of safety, health, and growth. Thank you.
Good evening. As the council clerk for the City of Monroe City Council, I work closely with our council. I can tell you from experience about the dedication they have to serving their communities. Our council members work tirelessly as your legislative body to shape a future of Monroe. They're not just making decisions, they're working on initiatives that engage their districts, advocating on your behalf. You know these are your neighbors, committed to ensuring our city focuses on how they can best serve you, the residents, and make our city even better. Our council members work with various city departments, listening to your feedback and addressing the diverse needs of our community. They're working hard to build our Monroe where everyone can thrive. Please welcome to the stage the Monroe City Council and moderator, Roy Heatherly, President and CEO of the Monroe Chamber of Commerce.
Ooh, that was nice. Well, good evening, everyone. My name's Roy Heatherly. I'm with the Monroe Chamber of Commerce, and it is a beautiful evening in Monroe, Louisiana. Aren't we blessed? I'm going to top the mayor on this one. Aren't we blessed to live in the greatest city in the world? Isn't it wonderful? Well, it's my honor to pivot our focus to the legislative backbone of Monroe, our great city council. These are the men and women who, day in and day out, roll up their sleeves, delve into the details, and make the tough decisions that shape our community. They're on call 24/7. You can ask any of them. In fact, ask Miss Woods, who just finished her term as council chair, and I bet you got a lot of calls. Our city council are the biggest cheerleaders for their constituents, and they are hard at work serving and looking out for their best interests of the district. They represent our diverse voices, our shared hopes, and our collective aspirations for a Monroe that continues to thrive and prosper. Today, we're going to hear from them directly. We'll explore what drives them as leaders, what they consider the most important moments from their time serving on the council, some of those passion projects they've championed for their districts that truly made a difference, and of course, what excites them most as we look down the road and ahead for the city. First, I want to share a quote, and it's for our council, but it's also for all the employees of the city of Monroe who we don't say thank you enough. It says, "There's no higher calling in terms of a career than public service, which is a chance to make a difference in people's lives and improve the world." So allow me to introduce 5 community champions who are making a difference in people's lives and improving their world. First, from District 1, Councilman Doug Harvey. From District 2, Councilwoman Gretchen Ezernak. From Council 3, from District 3, Councilwoman Juanita Woods. From District 4, our new council chair, Bishop Rodney McFarland. And from District 5, our new council vice chair, Vermin Mohammed. So without further ado, let's start the questions. And I'm going to start with Chairman McFarland and Councilman Harvey. And this one, I'm going to let, Bishop, I'm going to let you take this first. What is the one thing you wish people knew about what it takes to be on city council?
Thank you so much, Uncle Roy. You know, one thing that I wish that more people would know about being on city council is how much behind-the-scene work and compromise actually takes place. It's not just coming to meetings twice a month and voting, but council members spend countless hours of reviewing reports, meeting with constituents. We have to compromise with other elected officials and negotiate with them in order to try to come together to make things happen. Being a council member, we have to learn legal and financial implications about the decisions that we will be making and that we make. Most of our job is not about politics, but our job is about problem solving. Our job is about listening, balancing competitive needs with limited resources. We don't have the resources that we would like to have, so we have to balance the resources. Our job is demanding. It's oftentimes thankless work, but it directly impacts the people of our district in their everyday walk of life. I encourage anyone that desires to get into public office to understand that you are a servant to the people and you must serve them well. Leave them better than how you found them. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bishop. That was great. Councilman Harvey.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth in what was just said. I mean, because everybody thinks about the meetings and what that looks like, but there's a lot of weight and responsibility that comes with this because there's a lot of research, there's a lot of things that you have to really dig into, and part of that is just trying to figure out how does the decision I make affect the day-to-day lives of everyone in this city, not even just my constituents, because you know, we're looking at things from infrastructure, from public safety, economic development, youth programs, and ultimately we have finite resources. And you're trying to figure out what's the balancing act and how do we really just split this down the middle and make the best decision possible. Because ultimately every vote that each one of us casts we feel is in the best interest of everyone involved. And we're always trying to figure out like, how do I leave this better than I found it? Because you know, all the calls about when your garbage can doesn't get picked up or, hey, this dish doesn't flow like I want it to, I think that's also the price of admission of getting to work on projects that matter. Because like everybody else, I want everything changed today, but I also have to be willing to plant the tree that I may never see the shade from.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you both. I know it is a thankless job, and thank all of you up here. So my second question is for Councilwoman Woods and Councilwoman Ezernak. And I'm going to start with you, Councilwoman Woods. As you look back over your years on City Council, what is the one thing you have been most proud of that you have accomplished? And we're going to start with you.
So thank you, Uncle Roy. I am so excited because, as you know, I am terming out. This is my last term on the Monroe City Council, and I'm just so excited for all of the support that I got in my on 12 months, for my 12 months as being the council chair. You know, so thank you so much for all of that, and thank you so much to all of you that supported and helped in that. But I tell you what, the project that I'm actually most proud of came about as a direct result of the floods of 2016. And you know, we all hate to remember that, but you know, it was real. It was real, you know, and during that flood in District 3, about 80% of District 3 flooded. And as a direct result of that, we have the Youngs Bayou Retention Phase 1 area. And the footprint of this is approximately 30 acres of land, and it has the capacity to hold 60 million gallons of water, storm water. So, you know, that in itself was amazing. Yeah. And if you want to know where that is, if you're traveling toward the airport, Shelling Elementary School, you see this big mound of dirt that's there. And so we hope that we don't ever have to use it, but just in case we need it, it is there. And the second thing that I have to give you two. Okay. And I figure I can do that. Okay, so the next thing that I'm most proud of, I'm a graduate of Carroll High School. And so, yay, Carroll High School, that overhead pedestrian crosswalk, it was painted. And it brought so much pride to Carroll High School. So yay, Carroll High School, City of Monroe, Mary Ellis. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Woods. Councilwoman Ezernak?
Yes, Uncle Roy.
Okay.
Well, I think just like Ms. Woods has said, this is my last term to serve on the Monroe City Council. I've been privileged to be there since 2010. So it's hard to just pick out one project, but mine also has to do with the floods of 2016. And that was a project we had on the board for a long time, the Evangeline Drainage Project. That was completed just days prior to the flooding. That project affected the flood-prone neighborhoods around Saw Ladder, St. Frederick's, Sally Humble, and the Westminster area. And that project prevented flooding in those areas during 16 and has continued to protect those areas. Before that, that was always a threat and actually happened several times to those areas. So I'm very proud of that particular project. The second one is our water treatment expansion, which increased the water capacity for our entire city, which meets today's needs, but it also is going to meet the needs of the future. And with the Meta project around the corner from us in Richland Parish, we're having industries, residents, and things that we're going to need that capacity for our future growth. So I'm very proud of that as well. And the last is anything to do with public safety, Monroe Fire Department and the Police Department, providing them what they need to give first-class services to our citizens. That includes types of equipment, gear, additional fire trucks, police vehicles. They are our first line of defense here in Monroe, and we all want to see them succeed and protect us each day. And thank you very much for their service to our community.
Thank you both. Thank you. Wonderful answers. And we appreciate your years of service. Councilman Mohammed, what is the one piece of advice you would give community leaders looking toward the future and thinking about running for a leadership position?
Thank you, Uncle Roy. You have to be a good listener. In order to be a good leader, you got to be a good follower. Oftentimes, we want to lead, but we've never followed. And sometimes you have to follow ideas and people that you may not agree with. But I would encourage anyone that want to become a better leader, they have to become a better listener. We hear a lot of stuff, but we are not listening sometimes to what people are saying and what people are trying to convey. Too oftentimes, aspiring leaders focus on promoting their own personal vision and before they deeply understanding the people that they're serving. The most effective leaders earn trust by being present, asking thoughtful questions, and truly listening to the needs, frustration, and hopes of their community. The listening builds authentic relationship and helps shape a vision that's rooted in real concerns. This actually means attending community events, not just to speak, but to listen. It means sitting with people you disagree with, not to debate, but to understand their perspective. And it means making space for the voices that are often left out. By starting with humility and a commitment to listening, you will build a kind of trust that turns leadership into service, and service into a real impact. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. I love this format because we're getting to know each of you individually, but we're also getting to see your hearts and your passions, and so that's great. So I have one final question. It's for everybody, and Bishop McFarland, I'm going to start with you, okay? Yes. And then I'm just going to go around and let everybody answer. In just a few sentences, what is the one thing you are most looking forward to in your districts? We'll start with you.
Uncle Roy, I cannot do it in a few sentences. I am a Baptist preacher.
Somehow I knew that.
One thing I most look forward to in my district is to see how community-driven projects can really take root and thrive. Whether it's neighborhood beautification, local business support, new parks or public places, there are so much potentials for residents to come together and shape the place where we live. I want to see improvement to the infrastructure. I want to see more affordable housing. I love the idea of people not just living in the district or living in the city, but actually building it up and making it their own. Also where people feel proud to live and where everybody has a fair shot at opportunity. I want to make our city, help make our city better, not just my district. Thank you so much.
That's great. Thank you. That was wonderful. Councilwoman Woods.
So, Uncle Roy, you know, when you first came to Monroe, I told you what my passion was for my district. I would like to see the development of the Four Corners at Renwick and 165. That's what I really want. Because 165, what we know is 165 is the second most traveled highway in Monroe and probably in Ouachita Parish. It's second only to I-20. We need that developed, those Four Corners. And so now, if I had to think about my low-hanging fruit, I would like to see sidewalks picking up from downtown Monroe and coming all the way out to ULM on Desert Street. So a lighting project, sidewalks, and all of that on Desert Street to ULM, and then at Renwick Street to take that all the way across to Powell Avenue to the mall. So that's what I really want to see in my district in the future. Thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much. I love it. Councilwoman Ezernak, we're going to you next.
Well, first and foremost, I want to continue to work with the citizens of District 2 to resolve their issues and concern. It was mentioned earlier something about getting calls in the middle of the night, and I actually got a constituent call this morning about 1:30 and again about 1:45. So it does happen, and hopefully we kind of resolve that particular issue, and I didn't sleep any of the rest of the night, but other than that, it was fine. So it's part of what we do. But there's one project that I have been working on for many years It finally has come to volition, and it's not a large project, but it's an important project, and it's important especially to the community around that and the residents that live in the area. And that is the Forsyth No. 2 Pump Lift Station upsizing project, which will increase the pumping capacity, resolving an ongoing critical sewer issue and providing relief to the residents of the Timberlane area. This project is going to kick off in early August, and it's going to take approximately 2 weeks to complete. And this is something, as I said, I've been working on for many years, and it's going to happen in next month. So that is extremely important to me. And I think anything that we're going to see as a result of what's going on in our parish next door, that's going to improve our city. It's going to improve our business community. It's going to improve life for our residents. It's going to increase the size of our community, and I want to make sure that we're ready for that increased size. And some of those things have been mentioned earlier as far as infrastructure needs and that type of thing. So I think we're all on the same page here with what we want to see happen in our community in the future. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Councilman Mohammed, we'll go to you next.
Well, there's several things, Uncle Roy. I would say housing. Representative Pat Moore, I think she's here. We just left a press conference and gathering this morning at the zoo to announce that the city has received an additional $850,000 to help with housing, particularly in the Bryant's Addition area. So housing was one of the things that I wanted to really hone in on, and I know that the Mrs. Hill and her department, they do a tremendous job in terms of with the not the health fair, but the housing fair that they just recently had back in May. That housing fair gave our citizens an opportunity to learn the whole housing process, from lending, from developers to realtors. So I would like to see us in District 5 become more involved in home ownership. Home ownership is a critical aspect. It helps with, if you're living in an unhealthy house, it helps with your health. You feel good about it. You build pride. You become a lover of where you live. And we won't begin to see as much flight out of South Monroe to other parts of the city or other parts of the parish. So we have in District 5 a base. The zoo is an attraction that we have. I'd like to see us continue to improve housing around the zoo and continue to improve our streets. Everybody say streets. We got to improve some of our streets in the city of Monroe. So I'll leave it right there. Thank you so much.
That's great. Thank you so much. That was a great event this morning at the zoo. It really was. Councilman Harvey.
Yeah, so like everybody else, I'm going to try to pair two of these together. So there is a project that on a street that Bishop McFarland and I would share as far as District 4 going to District 1. So that's 6th Street. So we went through this temporary phase where we were looking at how we could ultimately slow traffic down the neighborhood, because the calls that I get consistently is like, how do we deal with speeding? And a lot of it's enforcement until that person gets a traffic ticket. Then I get the call about how can you help me with that. So it's a weird thing to kind of go through. But to see that one when it comes through its final striping, and then it leads right there to Forsyth Park. So those of you guys that know me, like when I first moved here, based on where I lived, just how close it was to Forsyth Park, bringing young kids here. So we know about the tennis courts, we know about the Children's Museum, but something that's probably not as public is what the Miracle to Milestones group is doing as far as the playground equipment. I mean, they are probably 60–70% of the way there through the fundraising they're doing for it. And the one thing that I'm just really excited about is the dragonflies coming back. So I know Brooke Foy, you probably see some of her pictures on Facebook. That'll be back in the park again soon. So I said I just really love that park, and just really looking forward to what that's going to look like between all the people we're seeing at the tennis courts, and just, it literally has something for everyone.
Man, awesome. Thank you. Thank you. That wraps up our questions. I want to close. There's a quote about people who step into the arena. And each of you have stepped into the arena for all of us. And we cannot say thank you enough. And we thank you for sharing your passions, your hearts, and your visions for our city. And we just can't wait to see the great things that happen. So thank you all very, very much.
Thank you.
Can we give our city council another round of applause? And everyone's Uncle Roy. Isn't this nice? And can we also give a round of applause to the people we don't see and that's not on the program? The people in the background that's making this happen? I won't be long, y'all. Get a break after me. My name is Angelique Drew. I am the owner of Craven's Restaurant, located on Winsboro Road on the south side of Monroe. Yes, give it up for the south side. The very community that helped raise me and shape me into who I am today. I am here to talk to you guys about the Winsboro Road Sidewalk Project. But before I do, I want to sincerely thank the Monroe City Council for passing projects such as this. Although the work is still in progress, the impact is already clear. The nearly 1 mile long stretch of ADA accessible sidewalks is breathing new life into our corridor. In such a short period of time, I have witnessed our senior citizens, mothers traveling with their children, pushing strollers, individuals on scooters and in wheelchairs using those sidewalks with ease. While it may seem like a small change to some, but to our customers, our elders, our children, and our daily walkers, it means safety, change, and new beginnings. However, this project is not just about sidewalks. Now, I found this out yesterday, so I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. This project also comes with 150 new light poles. So we're gonna light up the south side. Where there's light, there cannot be darkness, let me tell you. In closing, I would like to thank our Mayor Friday Ellis and his administration for their support of investors, small business owners, and small businesses such as Craven's Restaurant. And I would also like to thank him and his administration for pushing these projects forward and over the finish line. Thank you all and have a good evening. Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Man, thank you, Angelique. Well, we're going to take a 15-minute break real quick and come back. But before you go, I really believe this. I believe that people that don't live in Monroe, Louisiana, wake up every single morning, they go into the bathroom, they look in the mirror, and they say, I wish I lived in the greatest city in the world. I really do. I believe that. I believe that with my heart. We've got the zoo coming up. We've got economic development coming up. We've got the community choir coming up. Please take a break, then come back. We've got the best is yet to come.
And we got Uncle Roy.
Love you guys. Take a break. We'll see you right back here.
Ladies and gentlemen, the second half of the 2025 Monroe State of the City will begin in 5 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the second half of the 2025 State of the City will begin in 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Louis Tolliver. I'm the Director of Public Works Department for this great city of Monroe. It is an honor to stand before you tonight to open up the resident services section of tonight's event. When you drive on our clean streets, enjoy our beautiful parks, or see our neighborhoods thriving, you're witnessing the tireless dedication of the incredible men and women in these departments like Public Works, Community Affairs, Administration, and Planning and Urban Development. They also are the frontline workers of our city, working day to day to ensure that every one of our taxpayer dollars are invested wisely and effectively, from the vital work of beautification that makes our city shine to the critical efforts in code enforcement that maintain our community standards, and all that touch your daily lives like clean water, waste management, and our well-maintained infrastructure. Our teams are committed to excellence. We take immense pride in our workforce and the positive impact they have on every resident. The commitment is what truly makes our community shine. Together, we are building stronger, more vibrant Monroe. Please welcome to the stage our panel for this section.
Good evening, everyone. Let's give it up once again for the community choir that just performed. Look, I'm going to tell you, if you don't leave here tonight and realize that we have so much raw talent here in our community, I don't know if you're in the right room. So joining me here tonight is Ellen Hill, Director of Planning and Urban Development. All right. Philip Crowley, he's the Director of the Zoo, and Pastor Ike Bird, who needs no introduction. He is the Director of the Civic Center. And so we're going to shift our focus a little bit tonight. You've heard a little bit about public safety and the critical role that the City Council plays in governing here in the city. And today we want to talk to you a little bit about some fun things that are happening and some critical things that are happening within our city that you should know about. First question, we're going to go to Philip with the zoo. So Philip, there is so much going on at the Louisiana Purchase Gardens and Zoo. through so many expansions, so many visitors, so many new things happening. I think I saw a statistic today. There were 67 births or something at the zoo.
Yes,
And
yes, we're
so
right around there.
just know those animals are happy. They are happy and healthy. So, but Philip, there is so much going on at the zoo. I want you to share with us just some amazing things that are happening and inform the public.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much for having us. I would like to first thank your administration for all the support you give us out there. You know, without you guys, we couldn't do what we do out there. I also would love to thank our employees out there. They're out there rain or shine. They work tirelessly throughout the year. They're there every day to take care of our animals. But as far as our new exhibits out there, we have 6 new pools going in out there, water exhibits. 3 of them will be alligators, where one of the larger ones you'll be able to do alligator feedings on site. We'll have employees there to give you to educate you on the alligators. We have a brand new otter exhibit. We've never had a dedicated otter exhibit on site, but we will have one now. We have a beaver exhibit that'll be out there. Alligator, snap, and turtle. It's all just a wonderful looking new addition. We're getting lighting, we're getting everything out there. It's a beautiful spot. And as far as, like you said, with our animals, the animals are extremely happy. You know, 66 new births in the last year. It's a wonderful thing. We've got a baby sloth. She's huge now. She did not want to release mama, but we finally got her to let go. But yeah, we get all kinds of animals. We have our Watusi cows. They have babies. Everything's having babies out there. Everything's going wonderful. We have our new, I want to thank Jay Davis for doing our new mural. I want to thank Discover Monroe West Monroe for all their support. Yeah. Everyone has been coming together to help out with the zoo, and everything's going great. City Council, everyone. Yeah. It's wonderful out there, and we're doing record numbers.
Yeah, good job, Philip. I also want to note the CVB is here, and we really appreciate their help and their funding with this new expansion, the swamp expansion that's going out there. Pretty soon we'll be able to cut ribbon on that. And the zoo celebrated something pretty special recently, 100 years.
Yes, yes. So we did have our 100 years, yes. So that's amazing. Without the public support, we could not have made it 100 years. Yeah. You know, we did new branding. We've got brand new signage out there. We have brand new logos, everything. I'm actually wearing it here. Yeah. We have brand new signs everywhere, and we're going on. Everything's getting changed out there. It's a brand new zoo.
Yeah, great job. Thank you for all your leadership out there.
Thank you.
All right. Now we're going to turn our attention to Pastor Ike Bird over at the Civic Center. I remember talking to Ike about, the task at hand, and I just told him, I said, Ike, there's something I might want to mention to you. We're getting a hockey team and all the work. So you really jumped in there. You really got things going. You hit the ground running, and you've done a tremendous job, and I want to say thank you for what you're doing. You truly, we all, even as the hockey team and as the city, we really had to put this airplane together as we flew it. And so can you tell me about what's going on at the Civic Center, some events that are happening, what's to be expected, and some improvements that we're about to see?
Well, Mayor, first of all, I also want to just thank you for giving me this opportunity to be able to serve our community, and not only just serve our community, but I get a chance every morning to get in and work alongside some great people. Our staff here at the Civic Center, and not only just Civic Center, but all of community affairs, work together as a complete team, and we really could not do the things that we do if it were not for there. So thank you, thank the city of Monroe, and we certainly thank our council and others for helping us out in that endeavor. But this past year has been great for the Civic Center, and for that we're so grateful. Yes, hockey came in, and that's been a challenge at times, but it's been great for our community. If you could only come on a Friday or Saturday night, we've had 28 games, Over 85,000 people attend those games, averaging over 3,000 people per game. And so that's been great for our community, and they love the moccasins. And so as we continue to grow, we begin to realize some things that we have to do to try to upgrade, especially as it relates to our concessions. Normally, all we've had was just hot dogs and nachos. Well, we're looking, we added hamburgers, cheeseburgers, but we're also looking at pulled pork. We're going to set up some daiquiri sites as well for those who enjoy a good margarita.
I don't know if that's good for rowdy fans.
But we're excited about that. Not only is hockey, but we had the Lainey Wilson concert. 2 packed out nights of over 5,600 people each night. That was just a tremendous boost to our community, and so we're grateful for that. But we're also grateful for many of the patrons who's been coming for many years to be there at the Civic Center. And so our hearts go out to the Linda Lavender family who passed away this year, but a great patron with the city of Monroe. And so we're just grateful for that.
Very good. Ike, I want to say thank you for all that you've done. You know, you have Sadie Robertson that has Live Original.
Yes.
I can remember sitting there in a very packed house, and they said, who here has never been to Monroe? And 75 to 80% of that arena raised their hands. So every event that comes there, every time that we have a hockey game, those are people that are spending their money in our community, supporting our small businesses, supporting our restaurants. And just so you know, the city has been pursuing funding over the past few years because some of you may not know that it has been used as a shelter at times when storms hit the Gulf Coast. So that opens up some serious buckets of funding there to help us with some of our facilities there to make upgrades. So our folks just know that we're working very hard to draw down some federal funding and invest some local funding to be able to make some upgrades so that Civic Center can be just as great as all the events that come there and just as great as our people who work it every single day.
Absolutely.
So Ike, thank you so much for all that you do.
Mayor. God bless you.
Yes, indeed. Miss Ellen Hill, you're on a roll these days. Miss Ellen Hill, I think this deserves a huge round of applause. Miss Ellen Hill has worked tirelessly on housing. This isn't just the first, but $850,000 came to help expand housing options in South Monroe. I think, you know, I said it today at the ribbon cutting. It doesn't take long to be around Ellen to understand that housing and secure housing for families, healthy housing for families is a passion of hers, and she is very driven to see that happen. And so, Ellen, can you talk to us today a little bit about the significant housing and community development initiatives that you've worked on, and particularly those aimed at empowering citizens by creating generational wealth through home ownership?
Thank you, Mayor. This has definitely been a great year for us. It's a pleasure to work for your administration. We appreciate your support and your commitment to our community. We do believe in the saying, we are one row. And so for the last year, you know, we've hosted a housing fair and expo thanks to our many banks in our community, nonprofits, realtors. We had over 280 people at the conference center at the end of May, learning about not only what funding is available from banks, but also how the process works. Yeah. You know, a lot of people come to us and say, I want to have a home in Monroe, but I just don't know how. So our housing fair is designed to give you that first step in. And just that day, we probably had over 100 people sign up for not only Safe Housing Program, but also to move towards home ownership. Yeah. So we have been working hard to not only make a great day in Monroe, but certainly making people have a home in Monroe.
Yeah, that's good. I can remember, and guys, we could have a 4-day State of the City. You're just getting a very quick snapshot of everything that these men and women do. But I do want to say this, I'll never forget the first time that we did a home renovation for a family. This was a grandmother, I believe, caring for her grandson who used a wheelchair. completely redid a brand new home there in District 3, Juanita. And very beautiful home, and to see the impact that that's going to have for that family and that young man, those are the type things that make me very proud to serve as mayor, and very proud that I have people like yourself and Philip and Ike working here, working very hard for you and the citizens of Monroe. So again, this will end this segment, but I think their work will never end. And I think they deserve a very big round of applause as we leave the stage. Thank you guys so very much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. On behalf of Discover Monroe and West Monroe, our CEO, Lana Cooper, and the board of directors, I want to sincerely thank Mary Ellis and the council staff for all they do, for the opportunity to speak here. We're grateful for the opportunity to talk about tourism a little bit and, just how it means, what it means to the citizens of Monroe. In 2024, tourism generated over $30 million in economic impact for our community, with more than 62,000 hotel rooms booked across the year. This activity not only supports our local community, but it also leaves a lasting positive impression of our visitors. Thank you to strong partnerships with so many of our resident services leaders, and we've, excuse me, my eyesight's not what it used to be. I'm gonna pull this out. As you can tell, I'm not 24 anymore. But, it's a strong partnership with our residence leaders. We've been able to leverage these investments that enhance experience for both our out-of-town visitors and our local residents. One example is ongoing improvements to the Louisiana Purchase Garden and Zoo, as Philip mentioned, creating a more enjoyable and accessible destination for all. The expansion of the Forsyth tennis courts, with 15 courts now, additional restrooms, new meeting space, has strengthened our partnership with the Louisiana High School Athletic Association. Not only have we secured continued hosting of their state tournament, but we're now in position to host more youth and adult tournaments. Another success is the renovation of Forsyth Boat Dock, including the newly paved parking lot, which has greatly improved the experience for competitive anglers, but also local boating enthusiasts. These projects are just a few examples of a value partnership between City of Monroe and Discover Monroe West Monroe, a partnership that brings us more visitors to our area. And when they arrive, they get to experience world-class attractions, not just at the zoo, but also the Chenault Aviation Military Museum, the Massey Museum of Arts, and the Beatenhorn Museum and Gardens. Together, these enhancements continue to elevate the experience of our visitors and boost pride in our community. As we look forward to a bright future, the momentum continues with exciting new developments in downtown Monroe, including the opening of Hotel Monroe and an ever-growing selection of locally owned restaurants. These additions not only enhance the visitor experience, but also signal a strong upward trajectory for the city's growth and vitality. Before I close, I'd like to sincerely thank Ike Bird, Philip Crawley, and their dedicated teams for the continued support of our joint efforts. I'd also like to thank Mary Ellis and his staff for their visions and leadership. We are truly excited about these opportunities, and ahead we are looking forward to a wonderful and impactful 2025. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Fantasia Schaefer, and standing beside me is Kyle Knaus. We are both proud members of Monroe's engineering department. This last section of the night will talk about visible progress reshaping our city thanks to collaborative efforts of our engineering and economic development teams.
When you look around Monroe today, you're seeing the physical results of strategic investment and hard work. From smoother roads and updated utilities to vibrant new developments taking shape. Our teams are dedicated to maintaining and building the infrastructure that directly improves your daily life and supports our growing community.
But the impact goes far beyond what you see on the surface. A critical part of our work involves advocating at both the state and federal levels and applying for grants from a variety of funders of all types. We're committed to taking your taxpayer dollars and strategically multiplying them, securing significant grants and appropriations. This critical funding brings outside resources to Monroe, driving economic growth, creating jobs, and enhancing our quality of life.
This focused effort translates into tangible benefits, new businesses choosing Monroe, increased opportunities for residents, and a stronger regional economy. It's about smart growth, sustainable development, and a brighter future for all residents in the city of Monroe and across Northeast Louisiana.
We're excited about the continued progress and future that lies ahead. To hear more about the progress that has been done and plans for growth, please welcome to the stage members of both departments alongside a team member from our Regional Economic Development Office, Grow Nila.
See, we have our dedicated crowd members left with us after intermission, so y'all get a little louder for that amazing video, if y'all could. Thank you. If y'all see some guys walking around with those cameras, y'all be sure to clap them on the back and tell them good job. They've done an incredible job producing all of our videos for tonight. It's all clips from right here around Monroe, projects in our city, people in our city, and we're very proud to work with them. Okay, so one could argue they've saved the best for last. This is our Economic Development and Engineering panel. And we have some titans on the stage with us tonight in economic development. This is a phrase that has a lot of definitions that can be attached to it. Beautification, litter abatement, arts and culture, tourism, public works, infrastructure, heavy industry, manufacturing. Pretty much everything that you've heard and seen on the stage tonight is part of economic development. Mayor Ellis, your administration has worked really hard to center that in all of the projects, no matter what that is, so that we can create opportunities and help people build better futures here in Monroe. So we're going to talk a little bit about what's been going on in our city and in our region when it comes to economic development and engineering. But first, I'm going to introduce Brookley Barnes from Grow Nila. Y'all give it up for her. And of course, y'all know this fella to my left, your right, Mayor Ellis. And then I would be remiss if I did not introduce our amazing city engineer, Morgan McAllister, otherwise known as Mo Mac. But Mayor, I'm going to start with you. We know that Monroe has made some really incredible progress recently, especially with water and wastewater systems just this past year. So I want you to talk a little bit about how these very technical projects, which are pretty essential, obviously, to our city's growth and its ability to flourish. But can you talk about why water and wastewater helps us attract businesses and keeps our city strong for future investment?
Yeah, absolutely. They are not really the sexiest of projects, especially when you think about things that the community can physically see. A lot of these projects live 18 feet, 20 feet underground, or they are tucked away in a part of our community that most of you as residents don't see. But when a RFP comes through the office or to your office, what they're looking for first, can you serve me water and can you serve me sewer, right? And so if you can't give a will serve letter, that business or that investment is going to go somewhere else. It doesn't only affect business and industry, it affects your housing stock as well. I remember the first project that Morgan and I worked on and City Council worked on. It's one that I remember 20 years ago working with Arthur Holland there in engineering. It was the Texas Standifer trunk line. This was one of 3 major trunk lines that ran under 28 homes that was impacted for over 9,000 feet. And if my Richland Parish math is correct, that's almost 2 miles, or right at 2 miles? Close to 2 miles.
Morehouse Parish math says that's correct.
Thank you. And so you can understand that you couldn't give will serve letters for sewer in those areas. And so we have cut ribbon on some very significant and important infrastructure jobs, infrastructure projects that will help whenever new investment or existing investment wants to expand.
Awesome. Thank you, Mayor Ellis. Morgan, with all that in mind, you've overseen a little over $100 million spent in our community on 21 completed projects. Y'all should be clapping for that. Yeah. That's incredible. So $100 million on 21 completed projects. What do you think our biggest wins have been? I mean, there's a ton that we could choose from. You and I were just talking about on the phone yesterday about just how do you pick and how do you narrow down the project list. It's everything from roads to sewer lines. We just talked about water. So can you just highlight a few of your projects that you think are Monroe's biggest wins recently?
Yes, ma'am. I want to start with Texas Standifer and dovetail off of what the mayor just referenced. So Texas Standifer is, the first phase was, nearly 2 miles. And then we've come back and we're in the process of completing phase 2. And so altogether 3 miles of sewer infrastructure that's being rehabilitated. But this is one of those projects, whenever I first came to the city of Monroe 3 years ago as city engineer, some of you may have had a similar experience. You start on a new career path, and within a few days of being on board, you ask, what have I done?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Morgan.
Yeah, this was a very difficult project, but you know what? We're seeing the fruits of our labor. We're seeing this project come to completion. This is a critical piece of City of Monroe infrastructure. And so we've got, nearly 48,000 citizens in the City of Monroe. This trunk line serves a third of those citizens. And so Mayor mentioned 18, 20 feet below grade. This particular line is that. It's 18 to 20 feet below the surface. And so, get in there and get it done, get it taken care of. A couple of other projects, or a few others that I'd just like to touch on. You've got the sewer, you've got water. We've got our tremendous effort in our project that we just wrapped up with our water treatment plant expansion. But then you look at some of the unsung heroes in regards to infrastructure. We've got our Bayou Bartholomew pump station where we just rehabbed pump number 2. And so as the crow flies from our crossing of our lift station going into River Oaks, it's 12 miles to that station. But water coming down Bayou Desired, some of it going into Black Bayou, but ultimately getting to where it needs to be and then pumped to the station is 30 miles. And so that is a 250 horsepower pump and motor with a 30-inch suction line and discharge. Major improvement we just completed. Very quickly, I'd like to touch on our citywide cleaning project. So this is major for the city of Monroe. Every pipe, every structure is being cleaned. We're capturing that data, those elevations. We're tying that into our GIS system. And ultimately, this goes into a much larger picture. It's not an isolated project. This is something that is going to impact and improve the city of Monroe for years to come, well after we're gone. Roads, I'll try to wrap it up here. I don't want to take up too much time, but there's so much that could be said. Kansas Lane Extension. This is a 3-phase project. We just finished phase 1. And so this project is going to connect Highway 165, those commuters traveling that Ms. Woods mentioned, a heavily traveled route to the city of Monroe.
It's going to connect you over to I-20 on the east side, going towards the airport. Airport Expressway is the name of it. Tremendous effort, 30 years in the works. And then look at what we have going on at Desire Street right now. It's a remarkable project. It's a quality of life project. It's a safety project, ADA accessibility, crosswalks, pedestrian lights. And so I'll leave it at that, but just know that there is so much going on, and we're very excited to be a part of it.
And there's so much people just don't see.
Yeah.
It's complicated. Like Mayor was
is.
saying, it's below grade. So with that in mind, Brooklyn, I know y'all see things from a regional perspective, right? How many parishes? 10 parishes. And so specifically for Monroe, what projects or partnerships do y'all have your eye on right now, or what's really sticking out to you that you'd like to call out this evening?
Yeah, there is so much catching my eye. It's hard to choose. It's truly a time of historic investment and generational opportunity for our region as a whole. But first, let me speak on Grow Nela, because we kind of are the new kids on the block. We were created not that long ago, and it was after our regional leaders like Mayor Ellis and others decided that we were not going to be reactive. We were going to be proactive when it comes to attracting new investment and new businesses and competing for those new businesses on the global stage and creating new jobs and creating wealth and growing our region. So Grow Nela was formed, and while yes, we focus a lot on attracting new investment, and yes, we are excited to be submitting sites from our region to these projects, responding to these RFPs with sites from our region and sites from Monroe. What really excites me the most is to see the positive ripple effect that is trickling down to our local and our small businesses in the region and here in Monroe. So that leads me to Meta, the $10 billion AI data center.
With a B.
Yeah, with a B.
A big B.
Over there in Richland Parish, which is just 30 miles east of where we sit. And although Meta is located in Richland Parish, the ripple effect from that project is being felt throughout the region, and especially here in Monroe. Grow Nela actually commissioned a study recently to showcase the regional economic impact from the Meta project, and the numbers are staggering in the very best way. One that was mentioned up on that slideshow was $240 million in wages to our construction workers that are here, local in Ouachita and Richland parishes. That's amazing, and that's going to people and members of our community. And beyond the data, I think if you see with your eyes, you can see the city is buzzing. Our restaurants are packed for lunch and dinner. Our airport is packed. People are flying in and out of MLU. Students are being recruited, and they're graduating and being recruited from our local universities to join the workforce and work on this project. People are partnering with local businesses, shopping at our stores, becoming our neighbors and moving in and bringing their families. It's just the impact is gigantic. It's hard to wrap your head around it. The site is massive, but also the impact is massive, and the opportunity being created and the revenue being generated is amazing.
That's awesome. Yeah. That deserves a round of applause for sure. With all that in mind, with all of the influx of newcomers and, with also the focus that you've put on quality of life, Mayor Ellis, we know that, it's not just about the folks that we're trying to attract. It's also about our residents and those people that have been here and have invested, their time and their lives in this place. And so I want you to talk a little bit about why you feel that quality of life, something like our parks, our cultural facilities, the space that we're sitting in right now, how does this make Monroe attractive? How does it make us a more vibrant place? And maybe call out a few of your favorite projects inside the quality of life space that you want to highlight.
Yeah. So I've always sought economic development, and I've always looked at it as a two-sided coin. At one piece, the work of Grow Nela, the expansion and the retention, working with businesses and small businesses. And on the other side, it is a quality of life piece. It's once you have this opportunity, how does your community stick out as a place that they want to live? The quality of your public parks, the quality of your schools, the quality that you provide. What is the value add of Monroe to the lives of the families who will be coming here? And what is the value add to those families once they get here? You heard earlier, our first term, I wish that $100 and some odd million would go to above ground projects, right? but there was so much that was keeping opportunity from us because of the things we could not see. It was the drainage, it was the water, it was the sewer. And the funny analogy I give, it's like when your car's sitting on blocks and you change the radio, right? It's like, at least we're being entertained while we're not going anywhere. The first thing you got to do is get that car on the road. And then you work above the above ground stuff. And so what we did while we were fixing those things, we came along and we engaged you, the public, for over a year and a half. Your thoughts and your dreams of your public spaces came to life. And you can find those at monroe.city/parks and /recreation. Your thoughts and dreams came together. And so we worked quickly on some of the things that we did. Some of my favorite projects are the basketball courts, the murals, the public art that's going out. These grants, once they are awarded the city, they are given to the city of Monroe, but we partner with the Arts Council, and we actually pay artists to do this work. A lot of times they're asked to do things for exposure. I say I've played Oregon Trail, so people can die of exposure. So it's important for us to pay these artists because sometimes it's their full-time gig, or sometimes it's a side gig that helps put food on the table for families. And so it was very important for us to partner with them and to showcase the talent within our city.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Y'all give it up for that. I'm making y'all clap a whole bunch tonight, trying to keep y'all's energy up. Okay, our last question for the panel. Berkeley, I'm actually going to start with you. So you just mentioned a whole bunch of things that are going to impact daily life in Washoe Parish, in Northeast Louisiana for several years to come.
Yes.
What are some opportunities or maybe even some challenges that you see, and what are some steps that we can take to meet those challenges?
Yeah, well, in regards to steps to take, I just want to commend the city because the ongoing infrastructure investment is critical when you're trying to attract new investment. Whenever we respond to a project or an RFP of folks looking to expand and build new business, one of the first things site selectors look for is they look at the site, is the size right? And they look at infrastructure and utilities, and is that there? So that's essential to staying competitive. And then I would say we also conducted a housing study recently, and it just showcases the growth for this region. We are estimating 740 new residents, homeowners and renters. So it just gives confidence to builders that they can build here and they will succeed here.
Awesome, thank you. Morgan, I'm going to swing over to you for that. What are some opportunities and challenges that you see coming, especially from the uniqueness of your role with the large portfolio that you oversee, and what are some steps that you think the city is taking or can take to meet those things?
I would say number one, maybe our flood mitigation efforts. And so, I mean, this goes over into our sidewalk projects as well, things of that nature, over 7 miles of sidewalk projects we're moving on. These projects aren't as isolated as sometimes we think they are. There's a bigger picture here and what's going on, and yes, there are some projects that are isolated and they're by themselves. But if you look at flood mitigation, I referenced a citywide cleaning, so all of that's being put into a database. We're building out our GIS system. You take Young's Bayou Channel Enhancement, you take Young's Bayou Retention 1 and 2. Ultimately, that's surface water we're looking at and we're moving on. But we're tying this into an ultimate model for a subsurface model as well. And so this helps in development, this helps in protection. So we see how storms are going to impact our city. And we're working on wrapping up a model hopefully very, very soon, and just the preliminary stages of it. You know, you could begin running the analysis on it. I know we've got some engineers in the room, but where the folks tell us that they're having issues, we see it. We see it on the model. And so we're reacting with these flood mitigation projects. April 15th of this year, around midnight, I'm standing almost waist deep in water down at the Georgia Street area. This is a project that Mayor Ellis and this administration has been pushing for. Representative Moore, I believe she was in the audience. She may still be here pushing on this project. That project is going to happen. And so those citizens and those businesses in that area are going to have some relief, and that's what we want. Reclamation, volume reclamation within our current system. We're not going to continue to build out footprints of stormwater retainage or detainage everywhere. manage what you have. And so that's one of the exciting things that I like being a part of. We're maintaining what we have and we're making it better. And so, yeah, flood mitigation is a big part of it. There's obviously other things, but look, we want to protect our citizens, and we want them to know that every single day progress is being made.
Amazing. Thank you, Morgan. And Mayor, I'm going to end with you. From your unique perspective as the Chief Vision Officer of the City of Monroe, what do you see are our greatest opportunities and in our greatest challenges, and what steps do you think we're taking to meet those?
Always the greatest challenge. They say, you know, money's the answer. What's the question, right? All of these projects are more expensive these days. So like the council people said, you know, they were saying there's finite resources, and to be able to multiply that, my job is to take one of your tax dollars and try to flip it into 8. Right? And so looking now at these new programs coming out of Washington, being very laser focused on where the funding has shifted and how that can benefit our residents. So funding will always be a challenge. The greatest opportunity, I think, in my opinion, is to be able to build upon the plans that were laid by the community, by the team, to set the vision, to move forward. And I think what Morgan is saying is that the way that our sidewalks are laid out, the way that we put our plans together are not haphazard. This was direct feedback from the public that drove our decision on how to move forward with this, and it's based on, and especially with engineering, it's based on data, not a vanity project. Sometimes it's really hard to sell these projects to the community because they're not as fun as a playground. But it is vital and critical for the growth of our city. But our biggest opportunity right now are the expansions in our existing businesses that are happening. This wave of new community members who are falling in love with our area that are working here from out of town. VCOM students that are here, our university, our new president's here. You're going to hear from her later tonight. It is so much going on here, but I think our opportunity right now, biggest opportunity, is to work with all of our expansions that are happening and new investments that are happening to capitalize on that and to get them in here and let them know to love Monroe the way that we do, because it's not going to take long.
So many good things have happened, but so much good is also on the horizon. Will y'all put your hands together for our panelists? And I want y'all to make some noise for our president of our University of Louisiana Monroe, Dr. Carrie Castile.
Hi, I'm Dr. Carrie Castile, and I'm president of the University of Louisiana Monroe. At ULM, we are proud to carry the name of this great city. The synergy that our university shares with the city of Monroe helps us fuel the collective growth and success of all of us. Whether we are collaborating with our state and federal partners on projects that will impact the entire region, or joining together to cheer on our Warhawks at a downtown pep rally, we know that our partnership with the city means that when one of us wins, we both win. Student success remains our top priority as we prepare the next generation of our local workforce. We want our students to be day one ready for jobs that meet the needs of this city and this region. We understand that we are the economic development engine for Northeast Louisiana, and we will continue to strive to meet the workforce demands of our local businesses. From our construction management programs, to those who help build the infrastructure of the future, to pharmacy, to nursing, and other health science graduates who will help meet the growing demands of the communities that we serve. ULM is working to ensure that we are developing professionals who will contribute to the success of this city and surrounding region. The partnership between ULM and the City of Monroe is essential. I'm excited to work with Mayor Ellis and his entire staff to bring out the best in ULM and Monroe. So go Warhawks and go Monroe.
Hey. Y'all thought we were done, but we're throwing y'all a curveball tonight. We had a survey go out last week, and community members could submit questions that they wanted the mayor to answer live on the stage. So we're going to cut up for a little bit and see what the mayor has to say to some of y'all's questions that y'all submitted, and then we promise we will release y'all to the rest of your Friday evening. So first up, Mayor, there is a perception by some that our community is just overwhelmed by violent crime. What would you say to those people that believe that, and what concrete steps has the city taken to lower crime and alleviate that perception?
I think that perception has been something that has been another challenge for the city of Monroe for so many years. But I'm here tonight to tell you that my first year when we stepped into office, there were 22 homicides within the city of Monroe. Last year, we closed out last year with 8. That is a 60% reduction in homicides within the city of Monroe. And by no means is that supposed to be a victory lap when I say that. That represents a life saved. That represents a family that still has a loved one in their household. And that represents just generational trauma that a family doesn't have to go through. That hasn't been done by chance. It has been through partnerships with our communities. Like you heard Chief Tellis tonight talk about the senior program that they're doing. When I first came in office, you understand that COVID was running rampant through our communities. One of the greatest and best parts of our community were our seniors, and we lost so many. Many of those seniors were matriarchs and patriarchs of our family. They were the glue that held people together. And our community was still grieving at that. But these programs and programs like Impact are ways that Monroe PD can help work with our community members, to be able to build relationships with them, to start community policing, whether it's mentoring youth or whether it's helping seniors trust the fact that when they give you information about what's going on in their communities, that is safe information and that you're going to work and you're going to act diligently to mitigate any of those issues. It's also with our programming in our rec centers. Our rec center supervisors do an amazing job at programming for our youth to be able to do that. Part of that survey I told you about with the community, we surveyed our youth and they said, what's the number one thing you want to see in our rec centers? It was, of course, an esports game room. And so we've built, in my opinion, one of the best in the state there at Emily P. Robinson. State-of-the-art esports gaming room that is wildly popular. And we want to continue that work there in our rec centers. But I just want you to know that that is top of mind for us each and every day. I know it's a very holds a special place in the hearts of every one of our council members, the need for safe communities and healthy communities. And I do want to commend the men and women of the Monroe Police Department, even Monroe Fire Department, our wraparound services here in our community that serve our people each and every day and go where government can't go. And so I think strengthening those partnerships with our community is that's why you're seeing violent crime decrease year over year within the city of Monroe. And we're going to continue that work, and we're going to stay vigilant, and we're going to work every day to be sure that, not only is this perception of Monroe is not a safe place, but I want you to feel safe. I want you to be able to put your head down at night and feel safe in your own home.
Awesome. Thank you, Mayor. Appreciate that. Okay, everyone's favorite question. I know the council people will laugh and probably cry at this one. Are the pumps on? But seriously, can you talk a little bit about some of the flood mitigation work the city has been working on the past few years?
Wow, where's Doug Harvey when you need him? I think everybody needs to go home and tag Doug Harvey and say, are the pumps on? Look, it is funny, not funny. Some of the main issues when we came in was crime, flooding, and economic development, and they're still there today. So we worked really hard to start some flood mitigation projects within our city. I think in our first term, we broke ground on close to $25 million in flood mitigation projects. Part of that was walking around to see our pump and lift stations and to be sure that those are running and working every single day. To also look at ways that we build capacity. You hear of these retention and detention ponds. We're building our own capacity. We're mapping things out here within a city and using data. One of my goals is to be the first city north of the I-10 to be able to use 3D modeling and mapping. That helps with development. That also helps when we talk about funding and federal funding, to be able to provide that modeling and mapping to show that you have programs like the storm drain cleanouts, to prove that you have a model and you have mitigation steps that you can take to be able to draw down this funding. They want to know that your community is doing the work and have the steps to be able to prove that this funding will go to work and prove that it has the cost-benefit analysis that needs to get it funded.
Yeah, something else that I don't think a lot of people are aware of is that there's actually a joint task force between the two cities and the parish who constantly meet at least once a quarter to go over the action plan, review new data, look at upcoming rain events. So a lot of collaboration and coordination goes into flood mitigation.
And yes, the pumps are on.
Always. Okay, last question for you tonight, Mayor. I know this is a project near and dear to your heart. This citizen says, what is the deal with the Amtrak project? Because I'm ready to board a train.
That's right, yeah, very good. So first, I just want to say thank you to Governor Landry to be able to appoint me to the Southern Rail Commission. It really is an honor. There are not many things outside of being your mayor that I want to do. That was one of them. And so I'm so happy to be able to do this. And so the good news is that there has been an additional $400 million put into a bucket called CRISI. What is CRISI? It's a consolidated infrastructure plan that helps to build the gaps that they have within routes. So if you go to FRA right now, you will see future routes, and it will be, there's one little line going from Atlanta to Dallas, and it picks up in Meridian and goes through Marshall. And so we have finished phase 1 of Corridor ID.
We're on the map.
We are on the map. So now it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. Recently, the Southern Rail Commission stood up the Gulf Coast route. They call it the Mardi Gras route between Mobile and New Orleans. And what that means to you is once that route has finished, we are now shifting our focus to the I-20 route. And so what that means is the state of Louisiana has put $10 million for the cities of Monroe, Ruston, and Shreveport to build our stations. And talking about collaboration, these are cities that typically are in competition with one another, but we're realizing that there's so many things that we can do to work with one another. So we have put in for a RAISE grant. The state has allowed us to use their match money to draw down an additional $25 million to be able to build our stations. And so hopefully within the next few years, if these buckets of funding stay funded, write a letter to your...
Contact your representatives.
in Washington, D.C. But what's really good is the fact that all 3 stations in our historic downtowns, and there is one very important gentleman who represents all 3 of these cities, and he happens to be the Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson, who wrote us one of the first letters of support for this route. And every time we're in D.C., he asks us about this route. So what this means to you is the fact that you have some very, very influential people in D.C. are probably the reason why there's an additional $400 million in these programs, because they want to see it happen and could be a good opportunity for them to steer these projects to go next. So you've got a lot of people fighting for you, got a lot of people working for you, and what this means to you is it connects so many education institutions. It will be able to draw workforce from Atlanta and Dallas to be able to fill these jobs and positions here, and so it's such an exciting project, and I just want to say that, I'm glad to pick up the torch from the many other mayors who came before me who have been working on this, and thanks to the Southern Rail Commission for their work for the past 40 years on this route.
So another transformational project for our area, absolutely. Yep. Well, thank you so much, Mayor, for taking the time to answer this Q&A. Yep. Y'all put your hands together for Mayor Ellis. And that concludes our little Q&A.
Right. Thank you so much for sticking with this program. I mean it when I say this, that we can be here for 5 days, and I can fill your head with all the things that are going on here within the city of Monroe. It takes a lot of work and a lot of collaboration. And again, thank you, council members. I think I see some of you still sitting in here, so y'all give them a hand. This really is, this has to be a harmonious relationship for anything to happen here in the city. But tonight, you heard firsthand from the heartbeat of our city. These aren't just plans sitting on a shelf that are collecting dust or something you've just heard about. They are living testaments of what is possible when we dream big and we work together. The passion shared by our city employees, our businesses, and our community, our artists and culture creators, our educators, and each one of you here in the audience is truly the engine for Monroe's progress. Every paved street, every new business, and every neighborhood, there's a direct result of your hard work, your commitment, and your dreams, and your belief of what can happen if we all work together here within the city of Monroe. It's your dedication that has transformed our vision into a reality. And as we look ahead, I want to invite each of you to remain deeply engaged to your community. Never forget and never lose sight of that we are Monroe, and the future is a canvas that we get to paint together. So let's continue to support one another, let's share ideas, and lend our talents in our communities. Let the spirit of the night encourage you and ignite an excitement for what lies ahead for our great city. We are more than just a city. We're a family. We're united by a common purpose and unwavering dedication. So thank you for your time tonight, and thank you for everything that you do every single day. Your words of encouragement, your calls, your texts, even the ones that say, Mayor, you better fix this. I serve you, and I've never forgotten that. And I want to say thank you for this opportunity. So please, if you can, please stand and rise as we welcome Pastor Brian Reed to the stage as he closes us out in prayer.
What an awesome night we have had on tonight. May we pray. God, our gracious Father, we thank you for all that has transpired here on this wonderful and blessed occasion. We thank you, God, for the purpose progression that is taking place in this, our great city. Thank you for the information and communication that has been shared tonight, because it is exactly what we need in order for us to grow. It is our prayer that you will continue to lead and guide every leader and decision maker as they do their very best to adhere to the needs of every citizen in this city. And God, as we leave this place, we leave realizing and recognizing that without you, we can do nothing. But with you, oh God, all things are possible. And because of that, we give you praise, we give you glory, and we bless your holy name. Please, God, bless us and keep us all. And now may the love of God prove to be strong in your life. His grace cover and keep you, and his peace rest upon you now and forever. In Jesus' name, amen, and go with God.
Amen.